Hi everyone, welcome to week 9. We're going to be checking out the ablative this week, kind of our new case, fifth case. Alright, so we'll review adverbs and prepositions from last week, and then we'll look at the ablative of means, and then place expressions, which includes both the adverb and the accusative. Alright, these are just slides from last week. The thing I want to remind you about is that the ablative is going to function as the adverb case. So the ablative is going to answer a lot of those adverb questions. Alright, so for instance, she swims really well, don't go so fast. Alright, those have to do with the question how, right? Come over here, right? Obviously a place adverb. So these aren't ablatives, these are adverbs, but the ablative is going to do very similar things just by using a prepositional phrase instead of a single word adverb is happening here. All right, and then you can see some of that here. So we've got place, all right, and manner. Latin will make a distinction between means and manner, but English does not necessarily. So we're going to be focusing on means, but in this slide, those are interchangeable. All right. So again, this was from last week. So this idea that prepositional phrases, or prepositions I should say, will take their object in either the ablative or the accusative, and when we get to place expressions, excuse me, we'll take a look at both of them. All right, and you can see here, all right, that idea where the ablative and the ablative are to some extent interchangeable. So the girl walks in the field, all right, prepositional phrase, ablative of place. The girl walks there, adverb, but they both answer the question where, and they both deal with place. All right, and I showed these slides last week as well, just to give you that sense that prepositions show the relationship between two nouns, and these images kind of show some of those relationships and the prepositions that with them. All right, so let's take a look at the ablative of means. Now, this will be the first of many ablatives that you learn, and ablatives will work somewhat differently but somewhat similar to each other. So things to think about, or ways to kind of categorize ablative. So first and foremost, do they have a preposition? Do they use a preposition? So for instance, the ablative of means does not use a preposition. This makes life a little difficult because in English we have to use a preposition. We can't really use an ablative expression without a preposition in English. It also means that there is some ambiguity built in. If you have a preposition, you have a more limited way of translating that preposition, and so it gives you those options. Whereas with the ablative of means, or ablatives without a preposition, you have to kind of figure it out based on context. All right, not quite as difficult as it sounds, but the ablatives without prepositions can be a little trickier to translate. So first and foremost, does it use a preposition? Does it not? All right, these next two to some extent are similar. They're just kind of different ways of getting at the same idea. So the first one is, what does the particular ablative express? In this case, it expresses the means by which something is done. All right, and the second one is just sort of, what question does it answer? And it answers the question how. So again, they kind of both get at the meaning of the ablative, or what the ablative expresses, but just in two different ways. All right, and finally, how is the ablative translated? All right, and the ablative means, generally speaking, is going to be with or by. By means of is obviously just an expanded form of by. Generally speaking, by is going to be with a passive verb. All right, he was hit by the ball. Right, was hit, passive verb. By ablative means, how is he hit? All right, by the ball. With is generally going to be with an active verb. Okay, the batter hit him with the ball, all right, or the pitcher, I should say, hit him with the ball. All right, that's not hard and fast. Sometimes those can be kind of interchangeable, but those are the primary translations of the ablative means. All right, let's take a look at some. Excuse me. So this is from Ovid's story of Pyramus and Thisbe. If you know Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, Pyramus and Thisbe is the ancient antecedent for Romeo and Juliet. It's the story on which Shakespeare based Romeo and Juliet. All right, so first of all, let me just point out that there is an ablative there, an ablative there. That neutu, that U ending, we don't know yet, but that's a fourth declension ablative. So you've got your two ablatives there. Note that there is no preposition, all right? It is just those ablatives. And that's the first thing to note when you're dealing with ablatives. If you have no preposition, you can eliminate the ablatives that use a preposition. So this sort of focuses in on potential ablatives. For now, that's only ablative of means, but that won't be the case as we move along. All right, so loquuntur, you can see down here, means they speak. All right, so they speak. And how do they speak? All right, they speak by winks and hand gestures or signals. All right, so they speak by means of winks and hand gestures, or a wink and hand gestures. Definitely need to is singular. But if you know Romeo and Juliet, you know it's about forbidden love, right? Same with Pyramus and Thisbe, and so they can't really interact directly, so they have to speak kind of secretly, and so they do that nutu signisque, which again is winks and hand gestures. How do they speak? They speak by winks and hand gestures. All right, so kind of some crests. This is Blackburn Rovers for you soccer fans out there, an English club, an English soccer club. All right, so arte et labora, both of those are ablatives. And of course, the implication is, we sort of function, or we exist, or we strive, whatever it is. All right, and how do they do that? They do that arte et labora, by means of skill, right, and work, labora. All right, so by skill and work. All right, here is some sort of military branch. I believe it is also part of the state seal of Mississippi. All right, so again, same thing, right? We're tute et armis. Armis from our vocab is sort of weapons, right? So by means of virtue and weapons. All right, so sort of the combination there. How do they proceed? How do they function? They function with virtue and weapons, by means of virtue and weapons. And again, note the no preposition, but we have to supply one in each. All right, another soccer crest. This is Arsenal, kind of a bigger club than Blackburn. All right, now this one's a little tricky because we have two A endings: Victoria, Concordia, Crescat. One is nominative, which is Victoria. The other is ablative, which is Concordia. And remember, in first declension nouns, that distinction is made by those long and short A's. They're not going to include those marks in the actual crest, but that is how you know, or that is how you can tell them apart. All right, so Victoria, Concordia, Crescat. All right, victory grows or victory increases by means of peace, harmony, getting along, right, that kind of thing. All right, so again, victory grows, victory increases. How does it grow? It grows by means of peace or harmony. All right, so shifting gears to place expressions. All right, so again, same kind of categories as we had with ablative of means. So place expressions will use a preposition. All right, they're going to express, at least in this case, where or to where. I can actually also add on that from where. I forgot to add that. Let me write that in. All right, and they're going to answer the question where, to where, or from where. All right, so in or odd plus the accusative, that's going to be placed to which. All right, place where is going to be in or sub plus the ablative. Your book does not include sub, but that counts as a place where as well. And then place from which is going to be ar, ab, a, or x, day. And all three of those prepositions, a and day, all mean from. All right, some of them slightly different, but they mean from. So most of them are representing these pictures, and these are just screenshots from that handout from our previous slide, but just to remind you of those relationships. All right, but again, place expressions will use a preposition, which makes life a little easier. So let's take a look at examples. All right, this is Bitcoin, the Bitcoin motto, vires in numeris. All right, so vires is strength. You might be confusing it, or you might think it's man. We are weary, but note that vires has that es ending, making the third declension noun. All right, and so that's going to be strength. So strength in numbers, kind of a little pun that Bitcoin gives us. So where is the strength? The strength is in numbers. All right, and again, that's that question and answers, where, or what does it express, where, right? So where's the strength? The strength is in numbers. All right, this is the Columbia University motto, Columbia in New York City. All right, you can see here in Lumina 2.0. All right, so in your light, we will seek the light, or we will see, I should say, the light, excuse me. So in your light, we will see the light, all right? Would A be most is future, that's what that BI is, we've not, have we gotten there? I can't remember, to be honest. Anyway, lumen is the direct object, all right? That's that neuter accusative, all right? And then, but in any case, where will we see the light? We will see the light in your light. All right, so that's that ablative of place where. Where is it happening? In lumine to. All right, I'm not going to go over it again, but this is it in another college, Ohio Wesleyan in Delaware. All right, so shifting to which, right? So that was in which or where, place where. Note that. All right, ad astra. I gotta get a better color. It's hard to see. All right, blue. There we go, much better. All right, so ad meaning to, right? So that's that place to which. All right, so ad astra per aspera. So astra are stars. So to the stars through difficult times. Aspera, like harsh. So difficult time. So to the stars through difficult times. And of course, there's like a we go or we're proceeding, something like that. That is understood. All right, so we're going to the stars, ad astra. Where are we going? To the stars through difficult times. All right, and here is Plautus. We've seen Plautus before. All right, so here down, or down here, I should say, excuse me. All right. Just fill in the blanks. You'll note that some of these actually don't have prepositions. That's something that we're going to see a little later. All right, but you should be able to figure it out and note that you'll just associate the case with the preposition. So she says that she wants to flee where? Athenas, accusative, so to Athens. All right, ex hoc domu. All right, so remember now with X, that's going to be place from which. Again, A or X just means from. So from this house. All right, that she wants to love that master of mine who was, note that Athenes is now ablative, in Athens, running out of space. All right, and that she hated no one worse than that soldier. All right, and we can skip that one. All right, so we see we had place where, right? That's going to be in. We had place to which. It's going to be odd plus the accusative. And now here we have place from which. Where is it? Here it is. All right, which is that ablative. All right, with a or x in this case, but also de or ar ob. All right, here's another expression of place text. You see right off the bat in, and in. All right, that is going to tell you that we're dealing with place where. All right, so we seek you, all right, in the Campus Martius, which is an area of Rome, kind of a neighborhood of Rome. We seek you in the Circus Maximus. We seek you in every bookstore, Omnibus Libellis. All right, we seek you in the sacred temple of greatest Jove. All right, so again, where are we seeking you? In all of these places. In Campo, in Circo, in Omnibus Libellis, in Templo. All right, so let's take a look at this week's sentence. So just translating sentences. Again, make sure to be reading the sentences over, kind of making some notes as you go. Pueri in saxo post casam sedent. All right, so as I go through, I see that I've got a nominative plural. I've got a plural verb, which is useful, right? Those things match up. That's what we want. All right, and then you can see that I've got two prepositional phrases, all right, and they can be blocked off and go together. And they're just going to modify or expand the verb. So the boys sit. Where do they sit? They sit in saxo, all right, on the rock, all right, post casam, just outside the house. All right, I'll do one more. Let's see, with a place expression. So how about number 6? All right, Nemo's a little funky. It's an irregular noun. That's its nominative singular. There's its singular verb. All right, so no one carries. All right, saxa, rocks, stones. No one carries stones from, and there's that ablative place from which, from the forest, from the woods, Asoa. All right, I'll let you do the rest. Here is the writing. All right, so you're translating just the part in parentheses. All right, now, be careful. So, for instance, number 1, in the road, pretty straightforward. Preposition in, right? And then we need the ablative of road, which is we I. So, we All right, now, number 2, pueri optant to see the money. You might, 1, see 2 there. Right, the word to, but you might notice that it is not followed by a place, right, to the store, to France, whatever. Be careful, because now, of course, English is using these in different ways. This is actually an infinitive, and you'll note that optant, meaning to want or to choose, can take an infinitive after it. So the boys want to see the money. The boys choose to see the money. All right, so this is going to be videre. There's our infinitive, and then, of course, pecuniam is the accusative. All right, so just be careful, right? Don't get into that kind of blind thinking where you don't think things through. You just see two and automatically assume it's going to be odd. In this case, it's an infinitive. All right, and I will leave the rest for you. So that's going to be it for this week. Please email me if you have any questions, and I'll be back next week. Thanks.